Hi, Mama. Welcome to this restorative yoga practice designed specifically for moms who are at least 6 months postpartum and beyond. So, whether you have a 6 month old baby or a 16-year-old baby, you are in the right place. All we are going to need is a yoga mat. Now, today we want our yoga mat to be propped up near a wall, so find a nice sturdy wall to set up. And we will also need a blanket as well as a bolster. If you do not have a yoga bolster, no worries. I recommend that you grab either a couch cushion or just a couple of firm pillows. Now, once you have everything that you need, meet me down on the mat. We will begin in a comfortable child's pose. And before we throw ourselves into the practice, I would like to let you know that each pose today will be held for a few minutes at a time. So ensure that whichever pose you're in, that you're comfortable enough to really relax into it. Today's class is really centered around the breath and the body, and really just allowing yourself to settle in to the present moment. So often as moms, we are just running around, running at 110 miles per hour. And this is really your opportunity to slow down, connect with the breath, connect with the body, and really just give yourself some restorative time. Now, without further ado, let's get into our first pose. Meet me in a comfortable child's pose. So we will go ahead and use our blanket here. So if you're taking a wide-legged child's pose, this is awesome to use. We're going to unfold the blanket so that it's a little wide. Okay. And I'm going to take a wide-legged child's pose, but again, it's up to you which one you would like to take. So I'm going to take my bolster and just settle in here. I'm going to go ahead and take my glasses off. I welcome you to join me in doing so, if you have glasses. And I'm just going to rest my head down on the bolster and close down the eyes. Now let's take 5 cycles of breath here. Really allowing yourself to relax. With every exhale, just unclenching a little bit more, completely melting into this present moment. After the 5th breath, you will slightly push yourself up and just switch sides. So now bringing the opposite ear down to the bolster and taking 5 more breaths. And after the 5th breath, slowly pushing yourself up, taking your time as you move. If your knees are apart, slowly begin to walk them in. You will grab the blanket and roll it up. So almost as if you're making a little burrito here. You guys are like, what is she doing here? Trust the process, okay? Now with your bolster or your pillow, we're going to lie it longwise. Okay. Now you're going to flip around so that you're sitting and bring the bottom of the bolster or your pillow to touch your tailbone. Now, if you are long like me and your knee is touching the wall, let's just scooch away from the wall just a little bit. Okay. So taking your time here, we're going to bring the feet to touch and the knees open. Now with your blanket, we're going to drape it over the feet and pull the edges to tuck under the legs to give you a little more support here. That way you don't have to feel like you need to clench through the hips. You can just relax a little more, knowing that you're supported. Okay, now slowly begin to recline back onto your pillow or bolster. Just really feeling this chest opener, noticing how this feels on the hips. Noticing your upper back and your lower back as you open up through the chest. And if your eyes are still open, closing them down. Completely surrendering here and allowing the body to open up. We will be here for 10 cycles of breath. I know it's easy to let the mind wander. This is why I give you breaths, okay? So inhale and exhale. Count 1. Inhale and exhale. Count 2. And continue doing this all the way up to 10. With every exhale, challenging yourself to relax a little more. And after you have reached 10 breaths, we will take 5 more, but this time bringing the arms up and over your head to open up a little more throughout the chest. And begin again counting your breaths. Your mind has wandered. That's okay. Just notice. No need to judge or criticize. Just bring your attention back to the breath and back to the body. On your next exhale, you will release the arms and grab the outside of your knees as you pull them together. Now, this time, allowing your knees to fall over to the left, taking a slight twist. It is totally up to you if you would like to stay up on this bolster or if you would like to get rid of it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. So I'm going to slowly push myself up. And the key here is to move slow, not rushing through anything. There's no need. Okay. So slowly reclining back down if you have pushed it away like me. If you're lying flat on the ground, we will pull the knees into the chest and slowly rock, going side to side. Releasing the hands on the mat. And now allowing the knees to fall over to the left as you glance towards the right. And again, taking 10 cycles of breath. If this feels too intense, you always have the option to bring the blankets underneath the knees. That way you're not, twisting too deeply. You could also put a pillow under your knees as well. Just find what feels the most supportive to you and settle in. Noticing where you're clenching or holding tension and relaxing in those areas. On the next inhale, let's pull the knees into the chest. And on your next exhale, allowing the knees to fall to the right as you glance to the left. Now doing the same thing that you did on the other side, so using your blanket or your pillows here, and settling in for 10 cycles of breath. On your next inhale, pulling your knees back to center. Recenter yourself here. So if you feel like your spine is out of alignment, just, adjusting accordingly. Let's grab the outside of the knees and just hold them here as if we're opening up through the hips. And again, we will take 5 cycles of breath here. And noticing maybe you have some emotions coming up. That is totally okay. We store emotions in the hips. So whether you have emotions coming up now, or maybe you'll have emotions coming up later, just accepting that and allowing it to come up and release. And you can stay here or maybe shifting, going side to side through the knees. Noticing how this feels on the tailbone, how this feels in the hips. And as you're ready, grabbing the outside of the knees and pulling them in together, back into a tight ball. And rocking, going side to side. Coming back to center, we will cross the legs, bringing the right leg on top of the left, flexing the feet and pulling them into the chest. You should be feeling a very generous stretch through the right leg and the right glute. You have the option to stay here, or if you would like a little more, grab the shins. If you would like a little more, grab the outside of the feet. Ensuring that the feet are both staying flexed here. And we will be here for 5 cycles of breath. So settling in. Relax your forehead. Unclench the jaw. Soften through the shoulders. And breathe. And on your next exhale, uncrossing the legs and switching, bringing the left leg on top of the right. And doing the same thing here, grabbing the knees, the shins, or the feet, ensuring that the feet are flexed. And settle in here for 5 cycles of breath. On your fifth exhale, releasing the legs and rocking side to side. Planting the feet down on the mat, allowing the feet to come wide and the knees to touch in the center, and settling in here for 5 cycles of breath, relaxing the face, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw. After your 5th breath, taking 5 more breaths, this time counting from 5 to 1. And ensuring that every inhale and exhale is long, full, and deep. So imagine that you're breathing into the hips. And once you get back to 1, we will begin to walk the feet back in. This is going to feel maybe a little silly, but trust. Okay. We're going to slowly just move here, kind of like a worm. We're bringing our butts to the wall and bringing the legs up the wall. So shimmying in, just allowing the legs to rest here, completely softening. And just feeling the sensation of the blood rushing out of the feet and into the hips. This is amazing for your circulatory system. Now we will be here for at least 10 cycles of breath. So really settling in, ensuring that you're comfortable. You have the option to bring a pillow under the head. You could also bring the blanket to cover your upper body. Just doing whatever feels best to you. Ensuring that you're also keeping a slight bend through the knees. Close down the eyes and settle in. And you have the option to rest the hands on the belly, really focusing on the breath, breathing in fully and exhaling completely, counting the breaths all the way to 10. And slowly begin to wiggle the toes, pointing and flexing through the feet. Slightly going side to side, as if you're windshield wipering with the feet. Okay. Now, two options here. You can bring the feet to touch and find a butterfly pose here at the wall, or you can allow the legs to open up. If this is too intense, you also have the option to bring your pillows under the legs. The goal here is to completely relax to allow yourself to open up. Once you find your pose, settle in. We will be taking 5 cycles of breath. Once you get to your 5 cycles of breath, counting again, this time going from 5 to 1. And once you get back to 1, I would like to invite you to bring the arms up overhead and take 5 more cycles of breath. This time, taking the fullest inhalations and exhalations that you have taken yet. Now releasing the numbers and continuing to breathe deep. This time, wiggling the toes, releasing the arms, and bringing the hands to the outside of the feet. Grab, sorry, not the feet. I highly doubt you can reach the feet at this point. Let's grab the knees and slowly begin to bring them in while bending the legs, allowing the feet to touch the wall. Take a breath here. Bringing the soles of the feet to touch the wall if you are in your butterfly pose. Noticing how this feels different on the hips. On the exhale, bringing the knees to touch, still keeping the feet on the wall. Now, before you move, choosing which side you are rolling onto, you will take fetal pose, finding whichever side feels right to you today, rolling onto that side, and resting the head either on the arm or on the pillow. Taking 5 cycles of breath. You know what? Better yet, completely releasing the breath, releasing the numbers, and just allowing yourself to settle in here. I would like to invite you to stay here for as long as feels necessary. But if you feel ready, I invite you to slowly push yourself up, really taking your time, moving as slow as you can possibly go. And finding a comfortable seated position. Placing one hand on your heart, maybe placing two hands on your heart. Taking a moment to truly feel into this moment. Taking note of how you feel mentally. How do you feel physically, emotionally? And taking a moment for gratitude. Take one more big breath in and an exhale out. And as you're ready, opening up the eyes. From the very, very bottom of my heart, I thank you for showing up today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you feel rested and restored, ready to take on the next thing. Thank you so much for joining me for today's practice, and I will see you next time. Bye.